Lost Found Muslim Lesson number 2. 1. Who made the Holy Quran or Bible? How long ago? And will you tell us why does Islam renew its history every 25,000 years? The Holy Quran or Bible is made by the original man who is Allah, the Supreme Being, black man from Asia. The Quran will expire in the year 25,000, 9,080 years from the date of this writing. The Nation of Islam is all-wise and does everything right and exact. The planet Earth, which is the home of Islam, is approximately 25,000 miles in circumference. So the wise man of the East, the black man, makes history or Quran to equal his home circumference a year to every mile. Thus, every time his history lasts for 25,000 years, he renews it for another 25,000 years. 2. What is the circumference of the planet Earth? 24,896 miles, approximately 25,000 miles. 3. What is the diameter of the planet Earth? 7,926 miles. 4. What is the total square mileage of the planet Earth? 196,940,000 square miles. 5. What is the total square mileage of land and the total square mileage of water? 57,255,000 square miles of land and 139,685,000 square miles of water. 6. What is the total weight of the planet Earth? 6 sextrillion tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. 7. How fast does the planet travel? 1,037 1/3 odd miles per hour. 8. What makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? The Earth is covered under water, approximately 3/4 of its surface. The Sun and Moon have attracting power on our planet while it is traveling at that terrific speed of 1,037 1/3 miles per hour on its way around the Sun. The Sun draws this water up into the Earth's rotation, which is called gravitation, in a fine mist the naked eye can hardly detect. This mist ascends higher and increases with other mists of water in different currents of the atmosphere until it becomes heavier than gravitation. Then it distills back to the Earth in the form of drops of water or drops of ice, which depends on how heavy the mist was or the current of air it was in. There are some layers of currents, real cold and warm, and some very swift and changeable. When this mist strikes a cold current, it becomes solid ice in small, round drops in a form or in a light, fluffy form, which is called snow. This water is never drawn above 6 miles of the Earth's surface by the Sun and Moon. The reason it rains back on our own planet is because the water cannot get out of the Earth's atmosphere. With its high speed of rotation around the Sun, it makes it impossible. Earthquakes are caused by the Son of Man experimenting with high explosives. In fact, all that above is caused by the Son of Man. 9. Why does the devil teach the 85% that a mystery God brings all this? To conceal the true and living God, who is the Son of Man, and make slaves out of the 85% by keeping him worshipping something he cannot see, invisible. And he also makes himself rich from their labor. The 85% know that it rains, hails, and snows and hear thunder above their heads, but do not try to learn who is causing all this to happen by letting the 5% teach them. They believe in the 10% on face value. 10. Who is that mystery God? There is no mystery God. The Son of Man has searched for that mystery God for trillions of years and was unable to find that so-called mystery God. So they have agreed that the only God is the Son of Man, and they lost no time searching for that does not exist. 11. Tell us, would you set up home and wait for a mystery god to bring you food? Emphatically, no. Me and my people who have been lost from home 379 years have tried this so-called mystery god for bread, clothing, and a home, and have received nothing but hard times, hunger, nakedness, the outdoors, and also beaten and killed by the ones who advocated this kind of god. And no relief came to us until the Son of Man came to our aid by the name of our prophet Baidu Fard. 12. Tell us, why does the devil teach that? Because he desires to make slaves out of all he can, so that he can rob them and live in luxury. 13. What brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? They continue daily to teach the 85% that all they see and hear, such as rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, comes from that mystery God who no one will be able to see until he dies. This is believed by the 85%. The 10% knows that when man dies, he will never come back to tell the living whether he lied or not, because the dead is never known to return from the grave. In all the history of Islam, never revealed anyone coming back from a physical death, but there is a chance for mental death because the lost and found was once dead mentally, but many of them recovered from it. They were not physically dead, only mentally dead. 14. Who is the 85%? The uncivilized people poison animal eaters' slaves from mental death, and power people who do not know who the true and living God is nor their origin in this world, and worship that they know not. They are easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to be led in the right direction. 15. Who is the 10%? The rich slaves makers of the poor, who teach the poor, lies to believe that the almighty true and living God is a spook and cannot be seen by the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. 16. Who is the 5% of this poor part of the planet Earth? They are the poor, righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachings of the 10%, who are all wise and know who the true and living God is, and teach that the true and living God is the Son of Man, the Supreme Being, Blackman of Asia, who teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all the human families of the planet Earth, otherwise known as civilized people, also Muslim and Muslim sons. 17. What is the meaning of civilization? One having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not a savage in pursuit of happiness. 18. What is the duty of a civilized person? The duty of a civilized person is to teach he who is savage civilization, righteousness, the knowledge of himself, and the science of everything in life, love, peace, and happiness. 19. If a civilized person does not perform his duty, which is to teaching civilization to other, he shall be punished with a severe punishment. Ezekiel chapter 3:18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. St. Luke 12:47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared himself not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. 20. What is the prescribed laws of Islam to a said person of that ability? That the civilized is held responsible for the uncivilized and must be punished by the nation of Islam. 21. Who is the founder of the unalike and the a-alike repel? An original man who was a scientist by the name of Yacub, born 20 miles outside the holy city of Mecca in the year 8422. And how old was the founder? When Yacub was 6 years old, while playing with two pieces of steel, he discovered that one piece had a magnet in it and the other piece did not. And he learned that the piece with the magnetic, attracted the peace without. Then he told his people that he would build a nation that would be unalike, and he would teach them, and they would rule for 6,000 years. 23. Tell us, what did he promise his nation he would do? That he would make a devil graft him from his own people, teach him trick knowledge, and how to rule his people for 6,000 years. 24. What was his idea of making the devil? It was predicted of him to make devil 8,400 years before he was born. So he was born with the determined idea to make people to rule 6,000 years. 25. How long did it take to make devil? 600 years of grafting or making him from the black man. 26. In what year was that? It was in the year 8,400, which means from the present date of the history of Quran, about 2,600 years before the birth, of Prophet Musa. 27. What was the name of the place where the devil was manufactured? Helen, the same as Patmos. Revelation, chapter 1. 9, an island situated on the Aegean Sea. I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Jesus Christ, was in the isle that is called Patmos for the word of God and for the testimony of Jesus Christ. 28. What were Yacub's first rules and regulations, including all laws enforced while manufacturing the devil? Yacub's first rule was to see that all his followers were healthy, strong, good breeders. And if not, he sent them back, and all that were not good in multiplying would marry at the age of 16. Next, Yacub gave his people the law of birth control, which was to be enforced while manufacturing the devil, which was to destroy the alike, save the unalike, which means to kill the black babies and save the brown babies. This law was given to all doctors, ministers, nurses, and cremators. The doctor's law was to examine. All those desiring to marry must first be qualified by a doctor. In return, he qualified or disqualified them to the minister. The minister would only marry those that were unalike. The nurse's law was to kill all the black babies at birth by sticking a pin into his head or feeding it to some wild beast and tell his mother a lie. That her baby was an angel baby and was only taken to heaven so that someday when she dies, it would have secured a home for her in heaven. But the nurse would save all the brown babies and tell its mother that she was a lucky mother, that her baby was a holy baby and she should take good care of it, educate it, and someday it will grow up to be a great man. All doctors, ministers, and nurses Yacub put under the death penalty if they failed to carry out the law. Also, the cremators, who would burn the black babies whenever the nurses brought them. Also, death to anyone who revealed the secret. Yacub had other laws and regulations which are not mentioned in this lesson. 29. Tell us, why was Yacub so successful in all of his undertakings? Because the people who were his followers followed Yacub law regardless of what he told them to do. They did it. If not, they paid with their lives for every law they broke. Yacub did not build prison houses for his people. When one fell victim to the law, the penalty was death, and it was enforced on everyone that fell victim. 30. Tell us what and how the devil was made. The devil is made from the original people by grafting and separating of the germs in the black man's body. There exist two germs, a black germ and a brown germ. Yacub, with his law on birth control, separated the brown germ from the black and into white by destroying the black germ. After following the process for 600 years, the germ became white and was no longer original. Also, by thinning the original blood, the germ became weak and wicked and was no more the same. This is how Yacub made devil. 31. To make devil, what must one do first? To make devil, one must begin grafting from the original. 32. Tell us the mental and physical powers of a real devil. The mental power of a real devil is nothing in comparison to that of the original man. He only has 6 ounces of brain, while the original man has 7.5 ounces of brain. The devil has 6 ounces of brain, and the devil is weak-boned and wicked because he is grafted from the original. The devil's physical power is less than 1/3 RD of that of the original man. Therefore, his mental and physical powers is much weaker than that of the original man. 33. What is a real devil? Any man made weak and wicked, or any live grafted germ from the original, is devil. 34. And can you reform the devil? No, the prophets have tried to reform the devil, but were unable to do so. So they agreed that it cannot be done unless they grafted him back to the original man, which takes 600 years. So instead of losing time, we have decided to take him off our planet, who only numbers 1 to every 11 original men. 35. Tell us the exact expiration date of the devil's civilization. It expired in 1914. 36. Tell us the exact number of years, months, and days of the devil being born on our planet. 6,020 years, 72,241 months, and 2,197,351 days at the date of this writing. 37. Tell us, why does the devil teach that God is a righteous and unseen being that exists everywhere? Allah is God in the earth and heavens above, and is just and true, and there is no unrighteousness in him, but he is not unseen, for he is seen and heard everywhere, for he is the all-eye seeing. 38. Then why did God make devil? To show forth and prove his power that he is all wise and righteous, and could make devil, which is weak, wicked, give the power to rule for 6,000 years, then destroy him in one day, without falling victim to the devil's civilization. Otherwise, to show and prove that Allah is God, always has been, always will be. 39. Tell us, would you hope to live to see the gods take the devil into hell in the very near future? Yes, I fast and pray Allah that I may live to see the hereafter, when Allah, in his own good time, takes the devil off our planet. 40. Tell us, what will be your reward in the destruction of the devil? Peace and happiness. I will give all I have and all within my power to see this day, for which I have waited 379 years. Thanks for watching. Peace to the gods. Enjoy our content? Hit us up on Cash App $Jacotra1, or scan the QR code on your screen.